Okay, model number 8 talks about the model skewing. Is like when an attacker manipulates the distribution of training data to cause the model to behave in an undesirable way. What is skewed data? Skewed data is like when you have a data set, let's say for malicious or non-malicious packets in a network, or let's say in hospitals that you have a data sets that 99% of the data is for healthy patients and 1% is for unhealthy patients. So this is an skewed data sets because the mass majority of the data sets is talking about healthy patients. So, but the attacker can actually manipulate the data set too to make sure that there is an skewed data. So when you train your model, actually your model have seen most of the time the healthy behavior. So it becomes harder for the model to detect unhealthy behavior and might have a higher chance to think everything is healthy in that case. If 99.9% of the data is healthy packets, so there's a high chance the model thinks that all of the data is actually healthy. So here one example, financial gain through model skewing. So here attackers wants to increase their chance of getting a loan approved. So they manipulate the feedback loop. The attackers provide fake feedback indicating high risk application had been approved for loan in the past. So in that case, this feedback is used to update the model. As the result, model's prediction are skewed towards low risk applications, and the attacker's chances of getting a loan approved are significantly increased because they could change a training data distribution. So although their application has a lot of risk, but the model thinks this is a low risk application, so it approves that. So this can, of course, compromise the accuracy and fairness of the model. Malicious actors, again, or third party with an interest in manipulating the outcome of a model are the ones that might do that. And here, let's look at the prevention. First of all, we want to implement robust access control. So we want to ensure that the only authorized personnel, again, have access to the ML ops system and the feedback loops. So not everyone can change the feedback, and verify the authenticity of the feedback data. So we want to do the digital signature and hash and checksum to verify that the feedback data is actually received that is authentic and genuine. We want to use data validation and cleaning technique to minimize the risk of incorrect data. Implement anomaly detection. If you see like some data that are not behaving like the distribution you have, let's say if you have a Gaussian distribution and some data are off of this Gaussian distribution, you want to look at them and see why is the reason behind that. And you want to regularly monitor the model's performance to check it with some input and see how is the behavior and is it off from that intended behavior, and continuously train the model. Of course, you have to retrain the model with verified data to make sure that it is continuing to reflect the latest information. So this retraining happens usually, again, maybe within months or within weeks, depend on how fast the data is changing and how dynamic is the data within that environment that you're training your data. Okay, let's move on to number 9.